Good evening, Booze. Welcome to Spooky Sunday night. And we are going to be continuing the haunted schools and the, well, they are haunted schools because these are happen to be built on top of cemeteries. And you know what? um for the first, well, I'm 1 minute late only because as hit the live button, StreamYard told me I didn't have enough space to save. Um, so I had to go delete something super quick. And then I get started pretty much right on time. And where the hell is Stevie? Because he's the one always in here complaining that I'm late. But and then he doesn't show up. So, well, this one's for you, Stevie. This is probably the only time I'm gonna be like as close to being on time. Like this is probably it. Getting me 1 minute behind is yeah, that's probably it. And I've had a hell of a day, so I'm pretty darn proud of myself that I am here really close to being on time. I almost postponed, but I'm still here, guys. So thank you for joining me. And I'm going to keep looking down at my lap. I have a little wiggle worm. I don't know if you guys met my little baby the other day, but I think I have settled on a name for her. But she is being very wiggly tonight. She just ate and just did her business, but she wants to play, I think, now. Yeah, don't you? Yeah. And I decided on a name. It's not very spooky. I looked for spooky names, but I don't know. She doesn't look like a spooky girl because she's a calico. So, um, let me say hi to you guys here real quick. Oh, I forgot. ADD, guys, it's a real thing. This is gonna be. I think her name's Tansy. I don't. I don't know. What do you guys think? Does she look like a tansy? Um, it's supposed to be a medicinal herb. I also heard it repels insects. So hopefully she'll repel insects too, right? Right, Tans? Yeah, yeah. Oh my god. You guys, I am I, I am a freaking sucker for this one. I lost my mom's old kitty today. She's 20 years old. So um things happen for a reason, right? So I had this little guy come into my life and yeah. So it helps the grieving process. So she's here too and I'm so happy that she is cuz it's made this a lot easier for me. So um welcome Tansy to the family, you guys. And yeah, she's my little calico. I love calicos. I didn't have any for years, and then suddenly orange male cat showed up one day. Of course, he was intact, and he decided to get with all the female barn cats that weren't spayed, before I moved here, and then suddenly there were a lot of calico kitties running around. So yeah, but this one, isn't from our place. She is from my grandma's, and my grandma has a lot of calicos too, and she's trying to, we gotta help her with her feral population because 'cause they're kinda getting out of control too, so that is a project that, yeah, we're gonna be working on that too. When I say we, I don't mean you guys, I mean it'll be me, but so I've got my work cut out for me this winter. But yeah, between the channel and getting some kitties snipped, yeah, we're gonna have a fun winter. So let me see who's all here. I do have a little special surprise for someone tonight. It's not gonna be that exciting. It's the best I could do, considering my meager skills, but I'm learning. So, um, hello, Clips and Rubicon. I see you. And Stevie's finally here, and, Stevie, just watch out for him, guys. He's been wanting to start some fires recently, so if he tries to shoot a flaming golf ball at you, run. And let's see, Tish is here, and yeah, hi, guys, welcome. Um, so I'm gonna get started. I don't know how far. I've got a lot on the first school, so I don't know how far that's gonna get me. That might get me, probably over an hour and a half, I think, maybe with this school. And I did plan on, playing the video again that we watched with the balloon, since that does go with the school, and that seems to be the best bit of paranormal evidence that I've found from the school. Um And it is ghost night, so I did wanna bring some of the creepy stuff, but I do have one other creepy haunted school that I found, that has a connection to, if anybody remembers who Montel Williams is. I certainly do, because my mama watched him a lot, and she loved him because he always had, what's her name? Sylvia Brown, the psychic on. Um, my mom loved her. So, yeah, uh, this is a school that, he came to because it's, I don't know if it's really considered inner city. Oh my god! My bestie is in the chat. Hello, bestie. I know she remembers Montel. Yeah, my mom even named she had a little dachshund. Well, he wasn't so little, he was pretty fat. Yeah, she had a dachshund and she named him Montel, and that suited him. So, but yeah, hopefully I can get to that school tonight, or maybe I'll start on it and then we'll finish up because I'll be back Tuesday night. So, I do want to continue with some of these schools. I think we're going to go from the schools into other places built on cemeteries, because I love cemeteries. And it kind of ticks me off that they've done this at all, like ever. It's ridiculous. And if anybody ever tells you, oh my goodness, she's just being very needy right now. Do you want to climb up on my shoulder? Do you want to get up there? I think she thinks she's a parrot and not a kitten. So, yeah, where do you wanna go? I don't know where she wants to go. I wish you could talk to me and tell me. Um, so yeah, we're gonna start with something because somebody neglected to tell me it was her birthday on Friday, and I streamed on Friday, and then she went to another stream where they had a happy birthday for her, and she's one of my good friends on here, and I was a little I need I was a little upset with her. So, I decided to do something for her just to embarrass her just a little bit, but, yeah. So Friday was Rubicon's birthday, so I made her, a little card. So, see, Rubicon, it's not that bad. I hope that doesn't embarrass you, um, too much. But, yeah, I was trying to get a screen grab of her, icon on Discord, but they're so darn tiny, and it just didn't look right. So I just went and found another bear, that she has on her Discord avatar. So I hope I think it's the same bear though. Supposedly this is a bear that lives at a zoo that he waves at everybody, which is I didn't know grizzly bears were that friendly. So yeah. All right. But happy birthday, Rubicon. I would sing to you, but then I know the stream would have to end because everybody would sign off and I would be here all alone. And yeah, we don't wanna hear me sing. Um, but happy belated birthday. I did get to tell her happy birthday on Friday after she finally told me. So yeah. So I'll stop embarrassing her now. But, yeah, I'm not mad at her anymore now that I've embarrassed her a little bit on the stream. So, and guess what, guys? If I know when your birthday is, I'm gonna do the same thing to you. So, yeah, enjoy. Why are little stinky kitty? And yeah, you're welcome, Rubicon. Um I marked it on my calendar. So guess what? If I'm still doing this next year, I'll already know and you'll be shocked. And we can still celebrate birthdays even as we get older. We can still celebrate. We just don't have to tell anybody how old we are, right? We'll just or lie about it. Who the hell cares, right? I'm pretty sure what was it? Joan Rivers? Didn't she always lie about her age or something? Like one of the of course she did get all that plastic surgery, but I don't think it really helped. She still looked kind of horrible. But yeah. Or at least I thought she didn't look all that great. And Clip says, "Happy birthday belated to you as well, Rubicon." And Tish says, "Oh yeah, she does. She Tish, oh my god." Now I gotta make you a happy birthday. I'll do it for Tuesday. Here, I'm gonna make myself a note. Tish, belated birthday too. Oh, and I think we wished you an early birthday though, but, yeah, I'm telling you guys, it's been a day. Oh, can you guys hear her meowing in the background? She's so she's so stinking cute. But yeah, she has got, the cutest little markings because I don't know if you see her tail, but it goes like she's got a little stripe and then it goes orange, black, and yeah, I'm in love, guys. I don't need anything else right now, in my life. Well, I mean, I got my kid, but he talks back to me a lot. He's a teenager, so, yeah, I don't have a lot of conversation in my house, so it's gonna be me and Tansy here for yep, I'm smitten with the kitten. She is I just absolutely love her. So, and she slept in my arm last night and like, she kinda curled up by my head and she purred, which was so damn cute, and yeah. Um She's just adorable. I don't know what I think she wants to play. She did her business. She knows how to use the litter box now, so I'm so proud of her. She's very smart. She says there was a grizzly bear at the old Silver Springs theme park in Ocala Forest who was so adorable and huge. I swear he waved too. Well, maybe this is him because apparently when I grabbed that photo of the bear, here I'll pop him back up again. We just keep embarrassing Rubicon a little bit, but um I thought they said this guy was at a zoo though, but yeah, I thought he was pretty darn cute. I'm a little bit of I am pretty darn yeah, no, I'm afraid of bears. Um, just because look at those toenails. Those things are those are wicked. Yeah, those I mean, I'm afraid of, a lot of ladies that have like, I I have my nails, but these aren't really gonna do too much damage, right? But I see those girls with the long pointy nails, and I'm like, for one thing, I couldn't have those kinda nails anyway because I would poke myself in the eyeball, and I would be blind probably by the first day that I would go get those type of nails done. And I don't know how you wipe your butt with those either, just to be honest, just to put that out there, but, um, yeah, so I'm gonna pop him back down again. Just keep him maybe I'll pop him up again before the end of the stream, yeah, and Tansy, I think she is a keeper, well, I stole her from my grandma, so she was on her front porch, and she was crying at me, and then she ran up to me, and I was like, "Well, that was it." So, if she had tried to run away from me, maybe I wouldn't have taken her home, but I don't know. I might have tried to catch her. We'll see. I still am trying to get Black Kitty. I have not given up. I'm still trying to catch the black feral kitty that's outside, but as like I said, he's a male, and I think he's pretty happy being outside, but he does have a place to go. He's got a heated doghouse, and then they also have a heated cat shed outside that they can all go into. So, um, none of them are uh, going to. They're all good. So all the feral cats that are outside around here, there's about 4, 5 of them that stay around. And then I've got a couple barn cats, but they all stay nice and warm and toasty. They've got food, they've got shelter, even on those really nasty cold Michigan nights. So yeah, we take good care of them. If I could catch them, they would get even more love, but they just stay away from me for the most part. They just wait for me to drop their food off, and then they come back. Oh, I forgot I was gonna show this too because this was her yesterday, TNC. She went with me to do the grocery pickup and to go to Culver's and then to, get feed from, TSC. So, she just rode with me, she slept in my lap and then slept in my hair because she really seems to like my hair, um, and she knows she knows me. As soon as she hears my I give her to my son to hold on to and play with while I go out to do chores or if I've got something like take a shower or whatever, and I give him to her him give her to him to hold on to. And as soon as she hears my voice, it's so darn cute because like you can see her little face like, oh, like that's mom. And I'm like, oh my gosh. But yeah, I think she just missed me because I was busy doing a lot of stuff today, so he had to play with her, and I told him he had to bond with her so that she loved him too, but I think she's already made me her person, so but I don't mind because I think she's a sweetheart, and my other calico cat does not like her, so Adele has made it pretty darn clear, that she does not like the kitten, but tough Adele. So Adele stole this part, the little fuzzy thing on my microphone. She stole that today. I was searching for it for about an hour before the stream started. And what else did she do? Oh, she knocked the webcam off. It's she's just, she's acting out right now. I told her that she's adopted too, and it didn't go very well. She didn't know she was adopted, so we've got a situation on our hands here, but all right, enough about cats. Though I could probably talk for a couple more hours just on the kitties alone. But are you gonna go to sleep finally? I think oh, I think she's gonna go to sleep. Okay. I'm gonna I would sing a little song to her, but I don't know if that would actually, help her sleep or keep her awake, so but, we already did these schools on Friday night, so I'm gonna pop, oop, to our next schools. Oop, is this the one I want? Oh, and they're out of order again. Ah, darn it, Toombs, what are you doing? Alright, this is where I wanted to start tonight because this is the school that had, the balloon. Alright, so in this photo gonna talk about this one. This is Old Calvary Cemetery, and this is in Los Angeles. So this is what Los Angeles looked like long before all the big tall buildings and all the lights and the freeways and everything else. If you look far up there to the right, up towards the foothills there's kind of a little you see like a little white fence like in a little squared area and you can kind of sort of make out some of the headstones in the photo. And that is where Old Calvary Cemetery. Why does that not I think I'm saying it. I don't know. It just things just don't sound right to my ears tonight, but Old Calvary Cemetery. There we go. Now, this was the first cemetery in LA. So, and it was blessed or consecrated on November 2nd, 1844, which was All Souls Day. And a lot of the earliest Los Angeles residents and the earliest settlers were buried here. A lot of the most prominent families of that era were buried here. It From the name, you might be able to guess Old Calvary Cemetery. It was a Catholic cemetery. So among the names, you'll see Spanish names, you'll see French names, there's some Irish names of people that were buried here, so there's a pretty good collection of, different ethnicities, but, they were all Catholic for the most part, and the problem was by 1860, this cemetery was getting much too small, and there were about an estimated 10,000 burials already, like, just within, you know, 16 years, it was already getting to the point where they couldn't get anybody else in. And this cemetery had very expensive some well, the more prominent families, they could afford the expensive mausoleums, the expensive ground vaults, and the people who couldn't do that, well, they snuck in after hours, after the sun went down, and guess what? They dug their own graves and buried their own deceased. So, they have records for the people that were legitimately buried there, but since so many people were buried without a record and unknown to the cemetery, the owners, it was it was really hard to tell, like, how many people were actually buried there. So, and then also a lot of the some of the internment records, got lost as well, which happens, fires, floods. I talked about the last stream, right? That stuff happens to records, they get lost. So, as this cemetery was obviously getting too full, they started a new cemetery and they moved it a little bit further east. And the new cemetery, they just named it New Calvary Cemetery. And this was formed in East LA. And as soon as this one went up, guess what happened to Old Calvary? People just forgot about it. So it started to go into disrepair. Tombstones were falling over. The grounds weren't being taken care of. Here's another photo of it. You can look down in there, barely see those little headstones, but that would be looking down from those foothills into the cemetery and then down into the city of Los Angeles. And here's another one, and the cemetery's right there in front of you. And this is when it was starting to go on the decline. So you can see, excuse me, there's several headstones. You can see where they're knocked over. They're not very well taken care of. And here we go again. And so, excuse me. In 1925, they decided that since this place was in such bad repair, they couldn't fit anybody else in here anyway. They called them, these are like, what are they? Pepper trees. So there were pepper trees, overgrown weeds, toppled over tombstones, broken tombstones. And it was disgraceful that no one was keeping up with it. So this is a photo of the above ground vaults. And you can see, I mean, these things would not have been cheap to build or to make, right? These would be something along the lines of like the ones you would see in New Orleans. And here's another one. These were some photos of, now this doesn't look too bad, but these were the photos that appeared just before they started to move the graves in 1925. So this one doesn't look too terribly bad. It doesn't look too ruined. And this is this is an obelisk shaped headstone. And this is New Calvary Cemetery, which is still in existence. They haven't moved this one. This one is still where it was put originally. So at least they didn't move anymore once they got this one out. But by 1925, the archdiocese, they decided that they were going to move all the graves that could be identified. So all the graves that they had records for, they were going to uproot them and they were going to move them to New Calvary Cemetery. And some went to other local cemeteries, but for the most part, a lot of them went here to New Calvary. And the ones without records, which there seem to be quite a few of them. And like I said, those are probably the ones that they didn't know that got buried there, right? Like I said, the families would come along after dark and bury their dead themselves. And that way they got out of having to pay for the burial cost. And I mean, burial costs now um, are crazy for us. It was probably just about the same for them. It was probably no cheaper, right? So, yeah, look at all them palm trees. It looks beautiful. I looked at photos of New Calvary and I want to go there because guess what? New Calvary Cemetery is haunted too. And I looked up, I was trying to find some personal experience ghost stories. I was having a hard time with these. I don't know, man, I think people need to start putting more of their personal experiences instead of just saying like this cemetery is haunted. I want to know why it's haunted. I want to hear your ghost stories. I don't care. Like it, if you just think it was something, like you think something touched you, just write about it. So there's documentation, but I couldn't find any actual firsthand ghost stories. But it is supposed to be a very haunted cemetery in Los Angeles. And I kind of wonder because, like I said, all the graves that they couldn't identify, that they just moved over to New Calvary Cemetery, well, they were given they just put them in common, what they called the common grave burial, right? We talked about that last episode. And sort of like a mass grave, right? They just dug a trench and they probably just put the boxes like right next to each other and then called it a day. And there was one they put up something. So I'll show you the memorial that they put up, but it just marks the where the remains of the uh, old Calvary Cemetery people were buried, and that's the only marker that they have. But they don't know who they were anyway. So I mean, I guess that's if that's the best they could do, I guess, but still I guess if you're going to haunt that would probably be I would probably haunt them too. So, yeah. Hello, girl Ryan. It's okay you're late. I just spent the first like 15 minutes talking about cats. So, you're in time. What? You took Oh, wait a second. We got to I mean, I probably should save this to the end, but this is very you took your 80-year-old parents to a swingers. Oh, wow. Well, you go. Dang. I mean, if they liked it, I mean, hopefully they had fun. I hope you guys had fun. Okay, back to grave digging. Are you going to go to sleep? Oh no, she's biting my finger now. So they did put up, like I said, they did put up a huge it is pretty big. Here it is. This is what they erected at New Calvary. And if you look around, those would be where there's nothing else, right? Those are actually all graves around this marker. And it just says Old Calvary Cemetery. And this is at New Calvary. Let's see. Where did I leave off? All right. So, even though they moved all of those graves from the old cemetery, They moved the graves, but guess what they did? They left the headstones. I mean, those people paid all that money for them at one time, right? But yeah, let's just leave them behind. So they just left the headstones where they were. Um, and it was pretty well known that they probably did not get all of the graves. Like they knew that there were probably still some out there that they missed. So they already knew there was kind of a big oopsie there, right? But it didn't really bother them. I tell you, the stuff like back in the old days, right? So they left a few people buried and they left headstones behind. So imagine coming along. I mean, even if they didn't put anything on it right away, just imagine being um, the next group of people that comes along and you just start digging there and you find a headstone. Uh, like, that's a little, at least pick them up. I don't know. I would think if you're moving their graves, you would at least take their tombstones with you, but nah, people are, I don't think they did a very good job either, but yeah. Let's see. So once they had all the graves moved, the school was sold. The ground was sold for a school to be built, and this is what is now and still is Cathedral High School, and this is a private college prep school. So it's kind of fancy looking if you see it, but yeah, it was built in nights. They started building it in 1925 after all the graves were moved, right? Allegedly. And this is when they started to find out that, oh, they left the headstones behind because they did start digging and they started putting in foundations and all of that, right? And they discovered the left behind headstones, and guess what else they found? They found some remains that had been left behind as well. So, and any remains that they had found during the construction, those were all moved to an undisclosed mausoleum at the new Calvary Cemetery. And any remains, I believe it also said in the article that I was reading that any remains that they still find, because it has still happened. Uh, and I will, when they went to, I think they were putting an addition on for the football field and found like 4 or 5 more coffins. All of those, anything that they do find, they remove them. They have a mausoleum now at New Calvary Cemetery for those to go to. And look at their mascot. They have fully embraced the the I mean, they fully embrace being built on top of a cemetery. So it's not like anything that they hide. Their students know, parents know, right? Um, they are known as the Cathedral High Phantoms, and I really like that. He's doesn't really look like a ghost, but I mean, he looks more like somebody's gonna stick you, right? Like hold up a bank or something. That's what I see when I look at him. But um, and they did, I think the purple color was supposed to represent like Calvary Cemetery. I think it was supposed to represent um oh shoot. Uh that something in, I'm Catholic and I can't remember, but it was something to do with the Catholic religion. Oh my gosh, you guys. I had wrote it down, but I've already forgotten about it. Yeah. They have Rubicon. They went all in, right? They went all in on this. And back Clips asked, so there was no tracking or notification to the new buyer of the property. So they did know the school, the people who purchased the school or the grounds to build the school. They knew what they were getting. They did know that there had been a cemetery there. It wasn't a secret or anything. Um, I believe that, yes, the archdiocese did reach out to the who they could, uh, contact, but, I mean, these were some of the earliest settlers, right, that were in this cemetery, so we're talking 1944, right, with the first burials, and it probably not a lot of their family members would still be around. Either they by 1925, either they've moved on or maybe the families just didn't have anybody anymore to, represent them, or they just couldn't get a hold of them. But I did read that the archdiocese did, try to reach out, try to get, family members, probably to ask them where they wanted their loved ones moved to, but for the most part, it looks like the archdiocese was pretty much the one responsible for moving everybody. And yeah, Ryan, you have to get with Laura because she's got some interesting stories too. Laura, do not take your mama to those places, please. We just got her better. Let's not let's let's not mess up her new heart. And yeah, the I love purple. Like it totally goes Cathedral High School. Like my son's school colors are purple and yellow. Or sorry, purple and gold. And I love it because I love purple, as you can tell. Like that's kind of the channel color is the purple. So I really like it. And I would totally go here. Um, and it wouldn't bother me that it was haunted. I would probably be hanging out after hours, taking some summer classes. Who knows? But all right, let me pop that off and we'll go to the next. So like I said, they fully embraced having been built on a cemetery. And if you guys remember the video we watched, which I did pull that up and we can watch it. I'll play it again after we talk about these guys, but if you look up on their walls, see those little pieces of stone that are kind of up above the lockers? Those are bits of headstones. And they're now decoration for the hallway. And this is not the only place at Cathedral High School that you will see headstones, the ones that were left behind. You will also find them surrounding their football field. And as I said, they fully embraced this built on a cemetery theme, right? I was looking for a photo of these gates closed, but all the photos I found had students in them. I don't know if how old those students were. I didn't want to put photos of somebody's kids on here and get in trouble or something. So I just have the open ones. So you'll have to use a little bit of imagination to visualize them close, but it says Cathedral High School, and it's very reminiscent of if you go to those old cemeteries that have the big wrought iron fences, and then they have the huge, right? They'll have that, the gate that'll have the cemetery name over the top. That is exactly what they did here at Cathedral, and it is very beautiful. And this little sign that you see, this very long sign that's on this pillar to the right, that says, "Welcome to the graveyard." Um, and I like it. I like it. And now this is continuing along inside. So the track is there, the football field's on the other side. So this is continuing around the football field. And those are headstones. And here's a couple of them up close. And I was going to look in to see if I could find anything out about these people. One of them I think is it this one? Yeah. Well, this is a 20-year-old girl, a woman, and then there was also, I think, a 10-year-old that they have a headstone from as well. I was gonna look them up and see if we could find I could find anything. I ran out of time. But this is Marcelina, which I think is a beautiful name. Oh, hey, Tansy? No, I think that name stuck with her. But Marcelina, a lot of these headstones are in French or Spanish, just because that's the language that we had a lot of immigrants coming to LA, Los Angeles at that time, 1940 to 19. I think the burials stopped, I want to say 1880s, if I'm not mistaken. And these are, they actually do, I think they do a very good job of uh, respecting these headstones. And they, a lot of the students, there were a lot of photos with the students surrounding the headstones, like memorializing them. And beneath each one of these, let's see, I don't know if I got a whole, maybe I didn't. Let me see which one. Well, no, there's just nothing there. Let me go back here. But if you look, the black pillar that is holding the headstones up, if you look all the way down at the very first one at the far end, um, you'll see in white on that black pillar, there's actually names listed. And these are, it's a memorial to, I believe they said past alumni I believe they've passed on and then they put their name on there. So I don't know what you have to, like, if you have to be kind of famous to get on a pillar. It just said that they were past alumni that had passed away. So passed on, past alumni. But I still thought that was very, I mean, what more I mean, they're doing, at least, like I said, right? They've embraced it. It's very cool. I think this is, um, I'm not as upset by this school as I am by the school in Ohio. And I think as long as they don't have I mean, these headstones were left over, the bodies have been moved, they're in new locations. I hope when they move those people that were identified, that they did get new headstones. I kind of want to look into that and see if they did, and I will do that. I got a big function tomorrow, but I will try to look into that before Tuesday's stream, and I'll let you guys know if you guys are interested. If not, it'll just be for me, but because I'm just nosy like that, I like to know those things. I'll look on Find a Grave and see if they actually did um, give these people new headstones when they took them over to the new cemeteries. So we'll see, because I sure hope they did. And yeah, I think this headstone, this is a 7-year-old girl that passed away. She was just 7. So 1887, I think that was reaching the end of Old Calvary Cemetery, before when they stopped with the burials there. All right. I think, what else did I have? I think we'll go on to the ghost story part here. I got so many notes, you guys. Like, I've got multiple pads of paper here. So I'm going to pop this all over. So inside the school, so I did show you, they've got these lovely monuments outside. My bangs are going to drive me nuts. They've got these lovely monuments outside around the football field. They've got the headstones in the hallways. They have a photo um, in the hallway. It says in the no, wait. First floor hallway of the Science and Gym building. There is a photo of Old Calvary Cemetery, and it is the one that I showed you Here, I'll just I got to go backwards anyway because the next school was there first. I think it was not that one. Oh, I think it was this one. This is the one that they have framed, and it is on the wall in the school. So, and all right. So, the ghosty part. So, the spooky part. Students, janitors, teachers report cold spots, sudden temperature changes in various locations around the school. Um, the janitor, one janitor reported an encounter with a ghostly figure of a student wearing a 1950s Letterman jacket. He had reported seeing him dashing through the hallway. And there are both students and staff report shadow figures and apparitions throughout the school, especially in the older sections of the school. There are unexplained sounds and sensations, and maintenance workers report hearing disembodied voices and footsteps at night. And as you know, because we've watched the video, they call it the red balloon phenomenon. And this is the video with the janitor that was being followed by the balloon. And then he caught the shadow figure running across the end of the hallway. And Cathedral High School is said to be the most haunted school in the US. But I found a couple other schools that said that too. But I'm gonna lean towards Cathedral probably being pretty darn haunted. I believe them. It just seeing that video evidence was creepy enough for me, and I'm gonna play it again for you guys. I don't think. Do you guys have any questions on Old Cathedral? If not, I'm going to add. Oops, I got to remove one. Boop, boop. Move this, and then I'm going to pop up. Maybe. There it is. Okay. I'm going to pop up this. We're going to watch the video again. It's about 2 minutes long, and I want you to focus at the very end of the video, if I'm correct. Look at the end of the hallway, and you will see that shadow figure if you guys didn't get to see it last time we played it. I think it's been about 2 weeks since we played this video. I found out that I can indeed full screen TikTok videos. I don't know how much that helps, but here we go. Uh-oh. There's no sound. Hang on.
Just so, I don't know, let you guys know this school was built on a cemetery. I don't know if that helps my situation or not, but previous janitors that have worked here have tried to tell everyone that, you know, every night something happens, some spooky shit. I don't know, paranormal or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I didn't really believe them until tonight. I was in here cleaning up after some students had thrown a party, but what's been freaking me out is this one right here. No matter where I'm at in the classroom or what I decide to do, it just follows me. And do your thing, you stupid balloon. I got you on camera now, so let's just see that right there. Shit. Just ooh, okay. See, no, no, no. It just follows me no matter what. Ooh, ooh, ooh. No, I can't.
All right. Did you guys see that? Oh, the at the end of the hallway. Oh, no, stop. Oh, TikTok. Stop. I don't want you to play. How do I get that one back again? I'm so terrible at this, you guys. Oh, is this what I do? Nope. Oh, anyway, I'm going to unshare that. So, if you watched, I really need to get a hold. I need to do a screen record of that so that I can really slow down that bit and watch it. I'm wondering because the one janitor reported that he had seen a shadow figure or a full-on apparition in a old style Letterman's jacket, right? I'm wondering if that's one of them, if that's him that is dashing because the way that shadow moved, right? That's entirely too fast for a human. I mean, maybe a Olympic runner could go that fast, but that was, uh, that was that was nuts. So, yeah. Uh, was there a clown? Was there a clown on there? Or I hope you're watching the same video. But, why would it not uh, I'm just gonna okay, here. I'm gonna see one more time if I can grab this darn or pause it or something right where we can see that little sucker, because it's right in here. Doo, boop, boop. I think I missed it again. Nope, he went. He's too fast. It's too fast for me. I think that's what it yeah. As soon as the janitor sees it, right, he's like, "Oh, hell no." But, it's not just the red balloon that's moving though, right? It's, oh, I I know. That red balloon makes me think of It, right? Like from Stephen King's It. That's yeah, and it would be a red balloon, right? It's not a pink balloon or a yellow balloon that's following him around, right? It's gotta be the damn red balloon, right? Every time. But that's not as weird to me as that shadow figure that you see that zips across, right? Like, that's freaky, and if that's the stuff that they see, um, that's really freaking cool. But, they say that janitors will start cleaning before they start getting on their janitorial, their janitorial duties before the students are even out of the building because they don't wanna be there that late at night alone. So, the students are they I think they said the students are dismissed by 3 o'clock, but the janitors are already starting on their rounds, like, by, like, 1 o'clock because they don't wanna be wasting time. They wanna get the hell out of there, which, I don't know if I would apply to be a janitor there just so I could man, I'd be filming and probably trying to catch EVPs but then I'd probably get fired or something too, so, what but yeah, that is pretty compelling for me. I love that's probably one of my that's one of my favorite bits of evidence that I've seen that I can't explain that, and I don't, yeah, I don't know how you would. I would like to know, like, where in the building it was, but and I thought that was gonna take a whole lot longer. Maybe I'm just talking too fast, but if I'm talking too fast, let me know, guys. Oh, whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm definitely my finger is going too fast on the clicker tonight. So now this one might take me just a little bit longer because I didn't get to organize my notes on this one as well as I did with Calvary Cemetery. But I'm going to start. I did get the first part of my notes very well organized, so I did get it organized um, with the cemetery. I might be a little less organized when it comes to the school that's involved with this one. But this is a image of it says on this is from a newspaper, St. Louis Globe Democrat, from 5/16/1909. So this is pretty old. It says Old Picket Cemetery, but this is actually it's supposed to be Old Picker Cemetery. So not Picket, but Picker. Um, and the history with the Old Picker Cemetery was it was established in 1846. So here we have another very old cemetery. And it was Old Picker Cemetery was more of a nickname for this cemetery. It was Holy Ghost Cemetery because that was the church congregation that it was attached to. So the church that it was attached to was called Holy Ghost Church, but the name of the pastor uh, of the congregation was Pastor Picker. So it just became known as the Picker Cemetery. And when this one filled up, they had another cemetery which also was linked to the same church. So that became New Picker Cemetery, and this one became Old Picker Cemetery. And crazy enough, guess what they did? They had a third cemetery that became New Picker Cemetery, and the New Picker Cemetery became Old Picker Cemetery, and then this one was being relocated. So there are it's a little hard to get information for this cemetery. It was a little hard to find photos of it only because it seems like people really do have this confused with the old between Old Picker Cemetery and the very first Picker Cemetery and then the new one. And then it's just crazy that and it's just because of the nicknames for the cemeteries, and that just I guess people just can't figure it out. But it was established 1846. There was 20 acres for this, and that is a huge cemetery. Um, for and I can't believe because they said by 1884, so what, just a little, not even quite um 40 years, that this cemetery was pretty much filled up. And there were something like 24,000 burials already here. And part of those burials included victims of the 1849 and 1854 cholera epidemic that went through St. Louis. And apparently, there was a lot of victims because it filled up that cemetery pretty quickly. Um, and what was it? So it's here by they were they were issued they were supposed to stop burials in 1893, and then again in 1902 they were asked to stop with burials then as well because there was just no more room there and it wasn't being taken care of. So it was another cemetery that fell in disrepair. So it was an eyesore. So I guess instead of going in and cleaning it up and maybe picking up some of the fallen headstones, let's just dig them up and move it to another spot because we don't want to look at it anymore. So let's get rid of it. And so even though they were told to stop with burials. They were still happening, and by 1916, the city had just kinda had enough. They had decided that since nobody was taking care of the cemetery, it was deteriorating, uh, remains were going to start being removed. They did reach out to the property owners, which was still the Holy Ghost Church, even though that church had moved on to, another location by then. They still tried to reach out to them without any success. So they did also reach out to, it says October 19th, 1916. The plot owners were given a deadline, um, to remove their deceased. Well, actually, wait, I think October 19th was their deadline date, but anyone that owned these plots, they were asked to get their, yeah, get in there and get them out. Which you've already paid one time to bury your loved one, but hey, the city's telling you you got to come back over and let's do that again. And now you're going to pay us again to bury your family member, right? So I could see why the family members probably didn't respond to these because they've already paid once, right? And if you just leave it for the city to do, well, it'll be at their expense, right? So I do kind of see it from that point of view, but I wouldn't leave any of my family members up for grabs for any city or any kind of local government or even big government to move my loved ones because you'll find out why here in a second. Well, yeah, right now. So they did start to remove. Well, some plot owners did remove on their own. They came in, removed their deceased family members, right? They did that on their own. And then they hired these gentlemen to move these graves. And I saved this on my phone, so I'm going to have to pull it up so I can read from here for you guys. Get my photo of that. And it says, workmen in a hurry. And this is from the Star and Times, and this is from 1916. A reporter called at the cemetery today and found 15 men digging up bones. They get 75 cents for opening a child's grave and $1 for opening up the grave of a grown man. The workmen were in a hurry to open as many graves as possible to increase their daily wage. When they reached the outer box, they would open the top with a pickaxe, then open the coffin and take out as many bones as they could in a hurried search. It's just so, and what was the date on this one? Okay, those will be my next two articles I read for you guys. So the property was sold January 17th, or January 1917, and all the remaining graves allegedly were removed to Zion Cemetery in St. Louis. There were several other local cemeteries that initially took in some of the graves, but at the very end, it seems like I think it looked like Zion Cemetery took in most of the ones. Probably most of the unmarked graves went to Zion, I think is how it went down. And they even said that they put in the paper, even though a large number of the graves were relocated, it's doubtful that all the remains were removed, and that there were still very likely remains left underneath the school and on the school grounds. And oddly enough, ever since 1917, there were no more records of what if they found any more. Well, I do have one record from 1924. Well, it's not even really a record, it was just an article from the paper. So, if they did find more on this piece of property, they weren't telling the public about it and they weren't making a record of it. And what happened to the remains they found, I don't know. It didn't it's not getting it didn't get recorded. And this one is I think this one is kind of the worst story. It's a horror story in my opinion. Um in 1924, the Star and Time again wrote an article and it says cemetery bones in dirt used to fill Broadway. And Broadway is one of the streets that border the school. And it says residents of the neighborhood of 4300 South Broadway, where a fill is being made by a contracting company, have complained to health commissioner that dirt which was dug from Old Picker Cemetery, now the site of Roosevelt High School, is being used. J.J. Mitchell of 2701 Osceola Street yesterday showed two baskets filled with bones to a reporter. He said the bones had been distributed about the neighborhood by a harrow, which is being used to level the fill. So a harrow is kind of like a plow. It's just going to level out the ground, right? I saw a little girl over there the other day playing with a skull, said Mitchell. Another thing, the dust blowing from that place is not sanitary. We want it stopped. The health department says they are preparing to make an investigation. And I don't know if they ever finished that, got that investigation completed. And, and I found another one here. This is October 1922 from the Post Dispatch of St. Louis. Body clad in a Civil War uniform found on high school site. A body fitting casket of cast iron containing a remarkably well preserved body of a man about 45 years old at the time of internment, dressed in the uniform of a captain of the Union forces, was unearthed late yesterday in the Old Picker Cemetery, the site for the Roosevelt High School, Louisiana Ave and Hartford Street, by workmen engaged in excavation. The casket and body were removed to the morgue to await reburial. The casket is of an obsolete style. And if you guys remember, I mentioned these. This is probably one of the iron coffins or the Fisk coffins, Fisk. You can look them up. They're very cool. I was going to get a photo for you guys and I totally forgot. But we'll talk about them at another point anyway cuz they're very cool. But like I said before, these are ironclad caskets, right? Once you lock somebody in these, I mean, it does look like when you look in these caskets, when they open them, I mean, that person is almost exactly how they were when they were put in there. Unfortunately, once they're opened and the elements get in there, the decomposition happens pretty quickly. So it's very short lived. But while they're in that, as long as that iron casket stays sealed, they stay pretty much as they were when they went in. I found another article and I couldn't get the clipping for it to read it, but it basically said that they don't know where this gentleman went. When they dug him up, he went to the morgue and he was supposed to be waiting for reburial. They never said they didn't know who he was, which I don't know how they couldn't have looked up that they had a captain, a captain from the Civil War buried in their cemetery. I would have thought if he had an iron casket, which they weren't cheap, I would think that they'd been able to. There should have been a headstone or something somewhere, some record, but for whatever reason, he probably got also put into an unmarked grave, which again, I wonder why this place is so haunted. But and let me go back here, and I wanna get to the doo-doo-doo. Yeah, see, I was really good with the cemetery part, and then now I have to go all the way back in my notes to get to the other one, so bear with me here. So, they hired these cemetery workers. These are the 2 articles that I just read to you. Uh, they hired cemetery workers 75 cents for children graves of children, and then you got a whole dollar if you got an adult. I said an adult man, it's probably just an adult, women or men, unless they didn't give you maybe it was 75 cents for women too, so exactly, Laura, right? Like, what happened to resting in peace? Not for these people, apparently, or from the other school either. And this is one reason I was saying I want to be cremated because, hey, at least if the wind picks me up and distributes me somewhere else, that's that's nature. But I figure you pay so much money to get put where you are. We still pay a lot. They've always paid a lot for burials. Otherwise, people wouldn't have been sneaking in under the cover of darkness to bury their loved ones, right? It wasn't any cheaper back then to bury somebody in an actual cemetery. And yeah, they just don't like I said, this was beginning to be an eyesore. It was probably 20 acres of prime real estate now that St. Louis was a big city. It was becoming a huge place. It wasn't just a little town anymore. It was huge. So that 20 acres was gonna be needed, right? I mean, don't like I said, don't fix it up and clean it up or do anything like that. Let's just dig them up and move them. So they hired these idiots that right? They're just getting paid to they just need the bones to prove that they dug them up. They're gonna get their money, right? Those are those that I just read. This is the Civil War, the soldier that they dug up. And this is what they put on top of the old Picker Cemetery. This is Roosevelt High School, and this is in St. Louis. This is still standing and still in use today as a school. It is 4 stories, and look at that central tower. That thing is out of, like, Harry Potter, I think. It is those onion-topped, maybe not Harry Potter. Am I thinking, like, something out of, like, Russia? That's what I'm kinda thinking with those onion tops on the 4 points of the tower there. It's really pretty. It's beautiful. They did a very good job building it. There it is today, or more recently. Now the 4th floor of this school is no longer in use, and I'll get to that in a minute or 2. And Roosevelt, this was built between 1923 and 1925, so it took a few years to get this built. And probably because as they're building it, they probably had to still remove some graves as they went. And let's see. I got all my notes jumbled up here. Yeah. During construction of the many neighbors, I read that article for you from the newspaper, but during the original construction too, a lot of the neighbors complained that dogs and their children were coming home with bones, like human bones, because as they were right digging up the ground, they're unearthing bones, and apparently they were just kind of leaving them just out to the elements. And so dogs would come along. Kids thought it was really cool. I cannot imagine seeing a little girl running around playing with a skull. I mean, I'm weird and I like morbid stuff, but I'm not that weird. I'm not gonna if I find one laying on the ground, I'm not gonna play with it. I don't know, the 20s, I would have thought that would have still been a little creepy even for them, way back, right? But apparently not. Now, while the workers were part of the construction of Roosevelt, they they found jewelry, they found coffin handles, and obviously they found bones and coffin bits of the old coffin, like so bits of wood and such. And this is supposed to be Gothic revival style. So I guess so. Looks like it to me. And let's see, where am I going? So this is the school that Montel Williams. So this is not when it was first built. There was this was a white school, and they integrated in the 50s. Now it is predominantly African American that attend the school. It and like I said, Montel Williams visited this school in 1990. He wanted to address the school body to encourage kids to stay in school and stay off drugs. I kind of sort of remember something like that. Like maybe my mom watched it on TV or something. Like it kind of rings a bell. Like I just sort of remember him. I don't know. Maybe that was Geraldo with the kids, right? Like the scared straight concept of how to get kids to behave themselves, right? Um and they have a theater here, and it is the Audra McDonald Theater, and it has its own ghost, and his name is Lester the Ghost. And apparently he can make pianos appear, and he did so. He made a piano appear in the middle of the freshly painted stage, and he did so without leaving a mark on the fresh, wet paint. So it just magically appeared in the middle of the stage. That was attributed to Lester. I don't know why they named him Lester. I kind of like that name. But yes, they also see shadow people and full on apparitions that roam across the football field. And oddly enough, the football field, they've had football players and other athletes that have tripped over casket handles, and they've also had bits of bones, and they've had the ground collapse beneath them from where old graves once were. And it's a pretty common occurrence because there were multiple stories that I read that this has happened. So that is got to be the crazy one of the craziest things. I kind of wanted to complain and say that, like, oh yeah, well, because this isn't a black neighborhood, that's why they didn't do very. But um this was a predominantly white well, this was a white neighborhood at one time, and it was an all white school at one time. So, they didn't care back they just didn't care what was underneath the ground. But they're almost positive that there's still graves. There's still people buried beneath the grounds here that they haven't located. They don't seem to mind. And there's doesn't look like there's any effort that's been made to even figure out if they're, like ground penetrating radar. Nothing's been done to go and check that out. So they're just going to be waiting there until they build something new on the grounds, and I guess that's what they're just waiting for. They also, let's see, they had 4 coffins that they found when they were building a new parking lot. That's fun. But Let me go back here. My gosh. I took a lot of notes on this. So, I think that is that all that I have on it? Here, let me show you. I think I had some more photos. Nope, I didn't. That was it. That can't be it. Did I really? Wow, that took a lot less time than I thought it was going to be. Let me double check because I don't want to come back and forget something. But yeah. Oh, there was one more thing I forgot. So as you can tell, there's four stories here in the wings of the school. In the 50s, there was a fire where allegedly a couple students and a couple faculty members died in the fire. I didn't have enough time to dig into it to go look through newspapers.com to see if that actually happened, but I did find one article from a former student whose grandfather went to school there in the 50s and said that yes, that did happen. There had been a fire and people had died. So the fourth floor is entirely unused. So it is completely blocked off. It is not accessible to any students. I'm sure, like, probably staff could get up there, maintenance or whatever, but it is not used for classrooms or anything. No one is allowed up there. And oddly enough, this is where it's supposed to be the most haunted place of the whole school is on that fourth floor. And I would really, I want to go here, even if it is just to walk around the grounds. I'd like to go check this out. It's St. Louis. It's not too terribly far away. I think we could get there in a couple, what, 6 hours or so? Trying to think how far of a drive. I think it's about a 6-hour drive. So I would kind of like to go and check out this. I want to check out their football field and go to Zion Cemetery and see if they actually did move some of the graves. But yeah, that's what I have for tonight, guys. It wasn't too much. I looked for videos. I just still only had the one from Cathedral High School, but I do have one more school. Oh, I forgot. You know what? I was going to show this on Friday and it clogged up. Um, for some reason with my stream on Friday, it was all glitchy. And then I found out after the fact that I had 2 StreamYards opened at the same time. I don't know how that happened, but I want to look up because I had Australia pulled up and where they put in a school in Australia that they had moved a cemetery as well. And it was a large private cemetery. Um, let's see. I'm going to look it up here real quick because I want to play that one and see. Is this one on YouTube? Yes, this is it. Because I tried to play it on Friday and it was just being. Oh, wait, this one is from ABC. Hopefully they don't copyright me for this one, but I'm going to play it here at the end. So maybe if this is it. Hang on. Um, yes, this is it. Okay. All right. I can't hear for some reason. So if you guys can hear it, give me a thumbs up once I start playing it. But I'm going to remove this and I am going to share the YouTube. And yeah, if you guys can't hear it, just start screaming in the chat. Give me some all caps or something. But hopefully this will work. It says there. Oh, pardon me. Oh my gosh, I got to edit that out. What? Oh. All right, here we go. Maybe. I want it to get bigger, but it's not. Come on. Forget what an idiot I was. Remember what an idiot I was. Here we go.
So the development area was immediately below the senior school. We were finally to commence work in March. I'm Rob McEwen, the principal of the Hutchins School, which is an all-boys school in Hobart, Tasmania. I remember at the time I was in my office, which was just here, and looking out my window, and the excavators were just in this top corner of the site. It was such an important moment to see ground being broken. Little did we know just around the corner that the mood was going to change quickly. We were only a couple of weeks in when we encountered the first of the human remains. In hindsight, it seems strange to say we were caught by surprise or blindsided, but at the time, that's how it felt. We certainly knew that the site was a former cemetery. That was well known. But there was a genuine belief that exhumations had occurred previously.
There's been two, I guess, major exhumation projects there before. I'm Brad Williams, I'm a historical archaeologist, and I've been project managing the Queenborough Cemetery exhumations on behalf of the Hutchins School. The Queenborough Cemetery was a private cemetery. It operated from 1873 right through to about 1925 when it was officially closed, but they were still interring people there up until the mid-1930s in pre-purchased plots. It went into Hobart City Council ownership and nothing much really happened for a couple of decades. And it wasn't until about 1950 when they touted the idea of converting it to a public park.
Everyone is relieved to know that this forlorn and neglected area is at last to be cleaned up.
Eventually the deal was struck with Hutchins in 1960 for them to relocate their campus there. We were working row by row and we'd have a mechanical excavator take it down to where you're just starting to see the coffin lid. And then, all excavated by hand tools very slowly to exhume the bodies. And what we hadn't expected was the amount of stacked burials that we found. So where ordinarily you'd think, okay, you've got a plot and a plot and a plot, we'd have a plot sometimes up to six people deep. So you can see that we've really only excavated about 15% of the total cemetery area. Off the top of my head, I sort of thought, we could be dealing with a couple of hundred. Then we kind of upped that figure to about 400 and then rapidly upped it again when we did a little bit more research, and we ended up with 1,973 in total. As far as I know, this is the biggest single exhumation project that's ever happened in Australia.
We began identifying from the beginning. It was very slow though. I'm Lauren Hanson-Viney.
And I'm Leah Ruff, and we are part of the team that worked on the excavations at the former Queenborough Cemetery.
So the coffins are all very decomposed. The wood has rotted away in most cases. It comes out very broken up. And the nameplates that would be attached to every lid of a coffin, there were only about 3% that actually came out that were legible. So the rest of it has to be worked out using other historical sources.
The place had become a scandal and reproach to the community. Many of the headstones and monuments to people once well known having fallen into disrepair, and the graves become overgrown by brambles, briars, and other pests.
The cemetery was originally a private cemetery owned by a gentleman, his last name was Luckman. He was fairly prominent, but then did get himself into somewhat of a scandal. He was trying to save money and make as much money as he could, and some of his gravediggers eventually kind of reported him to the police. He was asking them to dig up people, particularly children's caskets, and burn them on bonfires. The small courtroom was crowded all day. George Luckman was charged that he did, on or about September 8th, 1912, remove the dead bodies of 2 children which had been interred in the Queenborough Cemetery. He was also asking them to occasionally take a pickaxe and basically squash the remains of people, skeletal remains at that point, and then he would put another one on top.
We definitely saw evidence of that during the excavation.
That has made it much harder as well, because we knew that he did, move people and things, and there's no documentation of that. There's a book, an archive book, which was the burial register for Queenborough Cemetery.
But it was very unreliable. There's a lot of missing pieces, the pages are torn, handwriting's atrocious. The records are not correct.
Yes.
People written in there that definitely aren't buried there, and there's names missing from there as well, definitely. Once we had a nameplate, we could see, well, we're in this general area, the Church of England public around this area here. So then I was able to find in the book where someone's name is. So, for example, there's the Willicombes. So we had 4 people. They're in plot 28 and receipt number 1248, which you'd find up here. And so then we know that the people next to them are going to be the 1259 in plot 27, which is right here, Thomas and Jane Healing. So then we'd compare with a record that was put together in the 1950s, a transcription of every headstone that still remained in the cemetery. We're able to see that we've got, is it Thomas and Jane Healing, which they are right here, so it lines up perfectly. And from there we can keep working our way out. During the research process, we found a lot of really interesting and some very prominent people as well. There was one John Woodcock Graves.
One of the most interesting headstones is that of John Woodcock Graves, the famous author of the hunting song, You Ken John Peel.
You ken John Peel with his coat so dead, you ken John Peel.
He died in 1886 at the age of 91. Not 100 was stated on his tomb.
He was actually quite easy to identify with such a unique name.
We've exhumed almost 2,000 bodies as part of the overall project, and we've been able to identify over 1,700 of them, which has been a really big task, and the team's done an amazing job. We're looking at having the reburial done sometime in January, with view of a memorial service in late March.
Certainly we move forward far more knowledgeable about the site, its history, and the need to be sensitive to any development that might take place.
It's been really positive as well to be able to identify people that haven't had headstones for so many years.
It feels like giving back their identity and their history, and it's bringing them back into the world where they've just been forgotten under an oval for so many years.
And yeah, that is absolutely crazy. I'm going to look into the Hutchins School because I'm going to dig up a little bit more because this doesn't just happen in our country, right? There's prime real estate all over the world that they're going to dig up cemeteries. Some places it's a common practice to you actually it's more like you rent your burial space. So after so many years, and they'll tell you, it could be you only get that spot for maybe 20 years or 40 years or 50 years or 100 years, whatever they set. And at the end of that time, you will be dug up and whatever your remains are left, they will put you in a mass grave. All the bones go in one spot. So I think places like, I think in Germany they do that in some places just because there's not whole lot more space left for them to do that, right? There's just no more new ground to put cemeteries or to bury people. So, and then, yeah, so that's what they have to do. Like I learned, I think it was, I better look this. Oh, shoot. I better look it up maybe before I say it. But I want to say Mozart was actually buried he had his own grave, headstone, all of that when he initially passed away. But he was eventually dug up and put into a mass grave. I believe it was Mozart. Um, and yeah, I think this is, I mean, I believe that they're probably still doing this sort of thing. Like I said, it's kind of I think in London they this is something they do as well. What is the big cemetery? Oh my gosh. I'm gonna hate myself for forgetting this because this is like on my list of absolute places that I have to visit when we go to England. Because Laura Bestie over here and I are gonna be going next, I think in the spring or something. I don't know. We talk about it. We'll get there. But it is Highgate. Sorry, Highgate Cemetery in London. I believe that's how they operate too. I think you only get your grave for like a set number of years, and then the next then your grave goes to somebody else. So I I don't know how I feel about that. I think that's why I am definitely leaning towards cremation. Just because, hey, if they do dig me up and they have to reinter me someplace, that's fine. All my bits will be there, right, in a little vase or whatever the heck I decide to get put in, or whatever my kid decides to put me in, I guess. Um, but yeah, that's for me, I think gonna lean towards those green burials where you just become, right, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. I just want to get it over with as quick as possible. Like if somebody's gonna come along and mess with my grave or something. But for Tuesday, I am going to look into some of these burial practices that I just talked about for other countries. Laura has brought up a very good uh topic here too, that Rome, this is happening in Rome still as they expand the city. So yes, I'm gonna get some of the stories for that. I'm gonna look up Highgate Cemetery. I may save the Australian school. If I find out that that place is haunted, I will save it for next Sunday night. But otherwise, I think I have a school in the UK. Yes, I have a school in the UK that was, the playground actually has headstones where the kids play on the playground, where there's headstones, and then there is, oh, wait, I know who this is. This Oh, I know the bird. Erica. Did I get it? Did I get it right? Baby? Oh, thumbs up if I got it right. I'm trying to remember everybody by their little, avatar, but sometimes I think it's Erica, right? Uh, if I'm right, I'm gonna be so darn proud of myself, even though I still can't get my streaming right. Yes! Yay! Welcome. I'm happy you caught a live. I think this is the first time I've seen you in the chat, so welcome. And we're just finishing up, but welcome anyway. So yeah, Tuesday night I'm gonna get into some of those as my hair just completely falls apart. I'll bring some of those stories, like what happens in other places, and maybe it won't make what we do seem quite so bad when we have to uh, remove our remove one cemetery and put remove the graves and put them in other ones. So maybe it won't seem so bad when you see what they do um, in places like Europe. Uh, this one from Australia, though, that one really freaked me out. That I don't know if when you guys saw the part where they were with the big dirt mover thing, right? You could see in the ground right where each individual grave was, and it just blew me away. Like, I've watched that video now like 2 or 3 times, and I still watch that and think, like, it would just blow my mind. right? Like, it would just blow my mind if I were to see that. And hang on, I gotta do one thing before I end the stream. Um ah, there. I gotta do that. There we go. Okay. um so yeah, we'll get into it. Laura, if you have anything on the Rome if on their burial practices, forward that to me or let me know about it so I can bring it up. It'll be a little easier than if I've got to look it all up, but I'm interested to see how they do it. I know they do a lot of above ground. I think they have a lot of um, like the above ground crypts, if I remember. I haven't seen a whole lot of. I think I've only seen one cemetery in Italy, and it was it was like a work of art. Like, it really was. The sculptures, the mausoleums, the headstones, like, whoa, just blew me away. Like, it was just next level. Like, I haven't ever seen anything like what I saw from that cemetery. I'm not sure where. It might have been near Rome too, that cemetery. I'll have to look up the video for it. I believe it's Hollywood Graveyard is the channel, and I really love it. Arthur Dark um is the host, and I think he's so cool. He has got such a great voice. So if you want to see, it's Hollywood Cemetery, and he does the famous graves, right? And they're not just here in the US, like I said. So he did this one. They went to Italy, and he has like his little, like I call, right? Like, I have the grave correspondence. So if you guys have like any cool headstones or cemeteries near you that you want to take video of and submit, I will more than happily play them and give you credit for them. If you want to do that, that's something he does too, which is really cool because then you get to see things that you might not normally get to see. Even if it's just a cool headstone or something and you want to send it in, if it's something like that, or a famous person that's buried in your town or whatever. Um, I don't have too many famous people buried near me, so I have to go a little further afield to get anybody really cool that probably anybody would know. But yeah, so if you guys do have any of that, if you guys are ever bored and you like cemeteries as much as I do, uh, and you're out walking in one and you want to take some video, just take some video. I'll play it up here and give you credit for it. If you want to come up here and talk about it, I'm more than willing to share the stage. So it'd be nice to have somebody up here to talk to once in a while if I'm just not talking to myself. And the cat. I mean, the cat's here. Tansy's here, but really is not much of a conversationalist, believe it or not. I mean, now she's sleeping. She was trying to crawl up my face here just a few minutes ago, but yeah, now she's sleeping. So, right, like go figure. And so it's his name. So, Erica, your birds, is his name Goffin? I like that. See, I was looking for really cool names for Tansy. Like, I always look for like those original names for my kids because they're kind of like your kids, right? Your pets, birds, cats, dogs, horses, whatever, right? Like, they're your kids. Yeah, I like coffins. And my mom used to have cockatoos. They were, oh my gosh, there was one, she hated me. Her name was Linda. My mom named her after this little old spiteful lady that she worked with, because she was a little spiteful cockatoo. Like, she stole stuff, like, because my mom would let her out, she would steal stuff. Um, and she pooped in my hair a couple times. So Linda and I didn't get along very well, but Linda didn't really get along with anybody very well. So, oh, ow, are you biting me? Oh my God, she's biting me. You want to come up and say hi? Say hi. Oh, this is my new co-host. Yeah. See, we're gonna still Salem is still the mascot of the channel, but Tansy is gonna be my co-host now. All right. I saw a question here. Before we go, can you give us a kitten update? Yeah, I just did, and I didn't even see. So this is little Miss Tansy. And I was kind of torn. I had like a couple names. I guess it just had to be a T name because I went from I love the name Tamsin, and she is feisty because she's a calico, right? Um, the other night, the first night that I brought her home, like she has no fear at all. Like her mom is feral. She's at my grandma's. Like you can't get near the mama at all. But she came running right up to me, right? But the first night, I got her in her little towel and she's sleeping by my face. And I woke up to feed her and she just wanted to play. She wasn't hungry. So she's like playing and I'm like doing this, right? And she's right here in my face. And she's doing her little paws in my face, right? And the next thing I know, she just like a spider monkey, just like jumped on my face. Like she was gonna eat my face off. It was crazy. I've never had a kitten do that, but she wasn't trying to be mean. She was just playing, right? Like, but she jumped on my face and yeah. Oh, okay. I like okay, his name's Kit. Goffin is the species. All right. I don't know much about when I went to vet tech school, we could take so birds were considered exotics. And instead of taking the exotic course, I took equine um, science instead of the exotics. So when it comes to birds, I'm dumb. I did work for an exotic veteran. Well, he did large, not large, he did companion animals, and then he did also did exotic animals too. So we saw parrots, we saw iguanas, snakes, which I don't do snakes. I will pass out. And I did because he thought he was pretty funny and he wasn't because I wasn't laughing. When I told him, I said, well, I will handle any animal you want me to, but I can't be in a room with a snake. I said, I'll f I can't. Like, I was bit by a rattlesnake when I was a little kid, like, I think I was, like, 6 or 7 years old, and, yeah, you don't forget that kinda thing, right? So, like, I have a very healthy respect for snakes. I think they're beautiful, um, but I keep my fricking distance from them. So but he thought it was pretty funny that, not to tell me who the patient was, he said, "Can you just go in there and get a weight on the patient in room," whatever it was. So, I go in there and I had just started there, right? Like this I think I had been there like 2 weeks. And just to let you know, I only worked there for like 3 months and I had another job because I was like, he was a arsehole to work for. But yeah, so I go in the room and I'm like looking for a dog or a cat, right? And I'm like, he's like, "Oh, he's right here in the pillowcase." And I'm like, "What do you got in the pillowcase?" Right? And I go over and I lift it up cuz like I said, we saw like guinea pigs and mice and rats and like all of those things, right? And I was not expect cuz the vet knew, right? Like there were 6 other technicians there. He didn't need me to go in there. But yeah, I opened up the pillowcase and it was a big boa constrictor, like big enough for me. Like it didn't even have to be a big one to freaking freak me out. But um yeah, I opened it up and in the movies where like when the bomb goes off in the movie and then everybody's like hears that in their ears. That's what I like that happened and all of a sudden I could feel like that flush and I'm like, I'm gonna faint. Like I'm going down. So I calmly, I kept my wits about me. I calmly backed up out of the room. I leaned up against the wall right outside and I just slid down the wall. And I don't remember anything for several minutes after that. And this vet that I worked for, like I said, he was an arsehole. And he just comes over and stands there and he's like, "Oh, you weren't joking when you said, um, that you were afraid of snakes." And I'm like, "Well, I don't know how I should explain, like, if I say the only animal I don't wanna touch are snakes, right? Like, I don't even like iguanas all that much because they'll bite you, right? And it hurts because 'cause I've been bit by one once, and then I had to go on antibiotics for, like, a fricking month, and it sucks. So, yeah, he just looked, "Oh, I didn't think you really meant that." I'm like, "You are one." He just and this wasn't the only time, like, he did weird crap to me, but I did think it was really cool when, we got to have parrots and the birds, and we had to do blood draws for them because I had never done it before. Yeah, and their tails too, Erica. Yeah, they'll woo! We we had one, and I swear to God, if you go to the vet's office and they like, the big long table, right? You put your cat up there, there's a scale, your dog gets up there, right? He took up that whole exam table, and his tail is going like the whole time, and I'm like, "Oh, man, he's pissed." Like, he does not want he was I mean, I swear to God, I've seen alligators, like, the same size as this iguana. He was huge. And, yeah, that's the one that bit me too. And it was my fault that he bit me, apparently, 'cause, yeah, the vet I worked that was the same vet, and it was my fault that I got bit, and he was going to refuse to pay for the doctor bill. They didn't offer health insurance at this veterinarian, so I was like, you have to because I gotta have antibiotics for this iguana bite, right? Like, there's, like, salmonella you have to worry about. I can't remember, there's another, trying to think, there's another bacteria that they have in their mouth that, it can make people really, really, really sick, and it could potentially kill you. So, I didn't wanna die, not for that job. Um, yeah, and he finally like, his wife was the office manager, and she actually she's like, "No, here, it's gonna be under workman's comp, so go ahead and go to the hospital, and, we'll take care of the bill." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, Pasteurella, that's what cats have." It might be maybe they have it too. I'll have to look at it I have to look it up again, but it was something. 'Cause Pasteurella is what cats have, so if a cat bites you, right, that's what causes that big nasty abscess, but yeah, you could lose a if they bite you on a joint, like, on your I've had a number of cat bites. I've got scars all over me from all the cats that bit me in clinic. I've only got 1 major dog bite, though, and I'm pretty happy. Night, Laura. I'll see ya. Hopefully, I'll see you soon, so like, actually, Laura's probably the only physical person I see on a regular basis, so she keeps me connected to humanity, otherwise, it's just me in graveyards all the time, so, yeah, um, just me hanging out in the old graveyards, yeah, oh my god, clips, really? I Oh, how big were the iguanas that you guys were catching? Like, hey, I could just sit here and talk about animals for the next, like, 2, 3 hours, if you guys want to, I need a little cheering up today just because of losing a kitty, but, yeah. Yeah, it's been a day, but, I mean, Tansy's here, look how cute she is. Mm. I hope she gets, like, used to this, so yes, no swingers clubs for your mama, Laura, please. Yeah. Ryan is with but if you need to go, Ryan will go with you. She will take you to the best one, the same one she took her mom and dad to. See, I would have had the opposite problem with my mom. My mom probably would have taken me to, or if we did accidentally show up at one of those places, she probably would have been, oh my gosh. She wanted to go to a strip club. her and one of her girlfriends that she always went to the casino with, um, they were trying to get me to go to what is it called? The Thunder Down Under, like, up here in Michigan, we have, when the men all go off to deer camp, like, up north and such, uh, they have, like, women's weekend where, the strippers come out. So, like, the Thunder from Down Under, all the buff there's allegedly Australians, right? I don't know if they really are, but all the big hot hunks come out, right? And the women all go, "Woo!" My mom wanted to go so bad one year with her and her friend. I don't know if I think they actually did go. I wasn't living at home at the time. I think I was in school in Texas. So, um, yeah, but yeah, that was my mom. My mom, it might be one of the reasons I am kind of a little crazy like I am. So, yeah, I wanted to look, let's see what else you guys got to say here. I'll go through the comments here for a little bit. Um, oh my gosh, yeah, cat scratch fever. Oh my gosh, I had that when I was a kid. Uh, and we didn't know what it was. Like, did it make your lymph nodes swell up? 'Cause that's what how we knew I was just not feeling well. My mom thought I had the flu and I wasn't getting any better. And yeah, I had like, a scratch on, I think it was on my little pinky finger, and all my lymph nodes in my arm and under my, like, they were like, you could see them swollen. So, and yeah, I didn't have to go on IV antibiotics, but they did put me on oral antibiotics, and oh gosh. I hate antibiotics now just as much as I did when I was a kid too. So, yeah. Um, let's see. And then back to the iguanas. Gosh, you guys were out there just catching iguanas. If you have video or photos, I want to see because that sounds like fun. Trying to think if I don't know what I ever ran around catching. I don't think I ever caught iguanas though, but I have a healthy respect for iguanas. I think they're cool, um, but I'm not gonna probably not the big ones anyway, maybe the little ones. My brothers had an iguana when, we were kids, and my cat, so their tails pop off, right? So I had this cat, his name was Ferdinand, and he was a big Persian charcoal color. Oh my god, he was beautiful. And we could not keep him away. He would just sit there by the aquarium, and he would just, like, he's watching that iguana, like, all the time. Like, he would go to the bathroom and eat, and then he would come back there and sit in front of that tank, right? And one of my brothers didn't put the lid, like the screen lid on all the way, and Ferdinand got up there and he reached in and he had that iguana by its tail, like he had a toenail in it. And yeah, he had the tail, but the tail came off and the iguana he didn't eat the iguana. So nobody died in this story, but yeah, Ferdinand got a tail out of it, and that little sucker was like, it was still moving. And yeah, of course it's my fault, right? Because it was my cat, but I think it was my brother's fault for not putting the lid securely on it, but yeah. Um, let's see. I'm just gonna pop up some of your guys' comments here. My cat dug claws in the back of my thigh. Woo! Mm, I'm just like I'm wincing in pain for you. Like, I can just imagine it. I've had some gnarly ones with cats, like in clinic and stuff. Oh my god, especially when they, like, if they get in you and they, right, like their claws are like they have the curved, right? They get those in you and then they pull and it like tints your skin. Oh god. And then you got to sit there and kind of like almost pry their little toenails out of your flesh. It is, yeah, cats can be. I tell you, I would rather, when it came to, um, pissed off animals in clinic, I would far rather deal with angry dogs than angry cats, because angry cats, there's really not a whole lot you can, I mean, somebody's gonna get hurt, and it's never the cat. At least with dog. Speaking of evil, don't bite me, but at least with dogs that are pissed off and don't want to be there, you can put a muzzle on them. But I don't know if you guys have ever put a muzzle on a cat. Like they make them for cats. It's a joke. Don't buy them. They don't work. Cats get those off in like about 3 seconds. And all it does is piss them off even more. So once they get it off, they're thirsty for your blood after that. But it's not so much the teeth, but I mean, what was one of my vets that I worked with, she called, like when I first started working as a technician, before I went to school, she was the first vet to take a chance on me. And oh my God, I loved her. She was so cool. But she's just like, yeah, cats are like, she's like, they're like, oh my God, how did she say it? I'm not going to say it as well as she did, but she called them little buzz saws, animated buzz saws damn it. I forgot. It was stuck with me forever. And then when I want to remember it, I can't remember her exact words, but they really are. Cause once you get a mad cat in a room, right, they're just like, you hear that noise and you'll be in there with the doctor, right? And that cat's like just going nuts. And then if you're one of the techs standing outside the room, you know exactly, once you hear that sound of that cat, like you know exactly, all hell's breaking loose inside that room. Cats are a-holes. They are the biggest a-holes, but God, I love them. I mean, they've got a lot of personality. And when you actually do make them your friend, right? Like they love you. I think. Like, I mean, even little Tansy here, she tried to eat my face off the other night, but she was being very cute when she did it. So yeah. Um, but I do parrots can be they're feisty too. Uh thank God when you draw their blood, right? Like you grip them from like behind and you're like under, so from behind them you're kind of holding them just right back here under their, I guess that would be their jaw too. Um and you just hold them up just like that, just from their jaws, and then the vet will draw blood from their jugular vein like that. That is the best way to do it. It doesn't hurt them. It doesn't strangle them or anything like that, but it just doing that, it's kind of like when you scruff a cat, right? Like it immobilizes them. Like they're just kind of like, oh, okay, they're not going to move. They don't try to fly away or do anything stupid. So they just chill out there and hang and get their blood drawn. But yeah, I know they can take a finger off some of those big ones. I mean, we had we had a an African gray that lived at the clinic with the a-hole vet. We had an African gray, and he was the vet's parrot, but he did not like him. Neither of them liked each other. So I don't know why he kept him. I wanted to take him, but he was kind of a little jerk. So I don't think he would have worked out well in my household, but he lived in the cat room. So he had this big, huge cage that was in our overnight cat room, which we didn't have too many cats staying overnight. So usually he was in there alone. But one time so this was when I lived in Texas. So one time our air conditioner unit busted and I had to take my cats and my dogs with me to work and put them in the overnight rooms so that until the guys could get there and fix our air conditioner. And this bird had a filthy mouth. Like he was cursing out my cats like the whole time. Like, and yeah, my cats were just like laying there, like looking at this bird, like from their cages, right? They're like looking over at him, and he was calling them the nastiest names. And I was just like, what is this bird heard at the doctor's house, right? Like, made me think Yeah, but he was the coolest bird, and then he would get real quiet with the cats in there, and he'd go, "Here, kitty, 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 kitty." Like he was trying to call the cats over so he could get them. But yeah, he called them. He said he did say arsehole, but right, like he had a lot of choice words. But it was I thought he was really cute. I kind of like little jerks, so he didn't bother me. But yeah, why are you being so stinking cute right now? She's like on her back, and she's just like. You guys. Um, she's gonna be on every stream now until she can't. But yeah, I can't even remember what the bird's name was, the African gray, but I've always wanted one of those. I think they're kind of the neatest birds, but yeah, I don't know. I think they live a really long time, and at this point, if I got one, he's gonna outlive me, and yeah, it probably wouldn't be fair to him. I'd always feel bad, like if I left a animal behind, 'cause just wouldn't trust whoever got him next, right? But and Ryan says her first pets were hamsters from Woolsworth? No way. Named Peter Kieran. Peter bit the shit out of me, but I loved him. Yeah. You know what? The cats that I've loved the most have been the most evil of my cats. But my dogs, I don't accept that kind of behavior from my dogs. So, I only allow my cats to be little a-holes. I don't allow my dogs to be like that. So, but yeah, I like that Peter and Karen. Um, I have a duck named Karen Marcus. She won't be coming on the stream. She will poop on me if I try to bring her in the house, but, she's got a condo out in the barn, that I don't know if you guys I think I had photos of her in Discord, like in OB's Discord. I think I had put some in there a long time ago, but she was my baby duck that traveled. She traveled a couple times with us because she was so little, I couldn't leave her at home. She was a little orphan duck, but oh my god, this thing here is just being a being obnoxious. And Peter was a dick. Ugh. You know what? I knew a guy named Peter once. He was a dick too. What was Karen like though? Did Karen complain a lot? Did she demand to speak to the manager? Or get no, I won't. I'm not gonna no. I was gonna make a reference to Karen Reed, but I won't. It would have been a joke in bad taste. I'll stay away from those tonight. Um, all right, guys. Well, we hit 2 hours and 8 minutes and 35 seconds, and I think I need oh, what? Oh, the hand she ran away. Oh, Karen went out on her own. You know, I don't blame her. I mean, if he was a dick to you, imagine what he was to Karen, right? Karen's probably just like, "I've had it. I'm out of here, dude." I could see that. Oh, I forgot. Sassy was supposed to be here tonight. I'm very upset with her, and I will tell her so later when I talk to her. She told me that my background was too plain, my wall, and I don't have time to paint right now, but I want to paint and I'm going to paint and it's going to be spectacular when I do it. But now that I've done this, if you can see it, but I can't move too much cuz this damn camera tracks me and I don't know how to turn that feature off. So I'm going to try to turn just a little bit so it doesn't. If you can see my wallpaper, I've just got it on this one section right now, and I think I'm going to carry it over. But it is crows. So they're black crows. I can't see where my hand is behind me. It's over here somewhere. Black crows with daisies. There were it was where's the I have a section of it somewhere. I'm gonna do the whole wall. Right now it's just half, so I'm not gonna show you the whole wall because it doesn't look as good. It looks good this way with just the background right now. But yeah, Sassy was complaining. Oh, now you can see it a little bit better. If I wait, see, the camera just does that on its own. But she said my background was boring, that I had to do something, and she showed me a bunch of photos from Amazon for wallpaper. And then I went looking. I found one that I liked with roses and skulls on it. But then I was like, even though it's my bedroom and it's just mine, I thought it was maybe just maybe a little too much, like a little too gothic. But the crows and the daisies, I thought, birds and flowers, that's feminine, right? So I think this one wall, I think I'm gonna do that in this whole wallpaper. And then I'm gonna like paint the other wall kind of like this greenish blue color. I think that's how I'm gonna go. But I really like it. I think it looks really cool. But yeah, I did this for Sassy because she complained about my wall being too plain. And then she doesn't even show up for the stream tonight. I don't know what I'm gonna do about her. So I think I'm gonna have to give her a demerit or something. I don't know. But I mean, if you guys tell me to change something and then I do it and then you don't show up, I'm gonna be a little disappointed in you. So, but uh I'm kidding. I won't be that disappointed. But let's see, we're still talking about Peter over here. No one liked Pete. Poor Peter. He had a complex after being worth return. I'm sorry. Brian, you freaking kill me. I'm so sorry, but that is I mean, right? Like you get adopted and you think it's gonna be great, and then you get returned to the orphanage. Shit, that gives you a complex, I'm sure. And thank you, Erica. I I thought the birds might be. I thought people might like the birds a little bit more. The skulls seemed a little too much. If that can, I mean, I think if I'll have to show you. Maybe I'll throw it in the Discord or maybe I'll show you on Tuesday. I'll get the swatches and I'll show you guys on Tuesday. Because once I get things set up, I do plan on moving my little setup here to our basement once we get it kind of finished off, where I can set everything up like I like it. I think I will end up doing that, the skull, and it was skulls with roses, and it was so cool. Like, I really loved it. And it's just like peel and stick, so I don't think I could actually put real wallpaper up. It would be a freaking mess, and I would be a mess, and I'd probably have a tiny kitten that would be stuck in the wallpaper too, because she's just going everywhere right now. Um and I can't, oh my god, she's just so cute. She's clickbait. I should just put her on, like, everybody come look at the cute little kitten. Um, oh my god. See, this is how I got suckered in. Look at that little face, and she's got a little black spot right there at the tip. Oh, she doesn't like that. She's like, don't poke me in my nose." Alright, guys, I am going to oh, so Ruby liked it too. Oh, I'm glad you liked it, Rube. I was actually gonna ask you about it the other day, and then I don't know, ADD, I get on a kick with one thing, and then 5 seconds later, it's like out of sight, out of mind, and I forget about it. But it just showed up, like, this morning. So I ordered it Friday, and it showed up this morning, and then I just threw it up on the wall real quick. And I actually it went up real easy, and it was pretty inexpensive, and it's got like a cool texture to it. Like I had this texture thing, like I don't know. I might be infected with autism. Maybe just a little bit. I do have a thing with textures. Like I like a textured wallpaper. I like a little bit of texture like on my walls. Like I like how it looks and feels. So, uh-oh. My now ex-husband brought home a few hamsters. Oh my Oh gosh. Good. You divorced him for bringing home hamsters? I don't blame you. I would too. Like, no. It'd be me if somebody brought feral hamsters. I see these like little feral hamsters like running around like uh, there's gotta I yeah, Ryan, I'm with you. I would have died too. Mm, I I worked in unfortunately uh I had to work in research for like a year uh while I was pregnant with my son because they had amazing benefits and I needed really good insurance so that I didn't have a really ridiculously high expenses for having my son. So I took a job at a research facility. So yeah, animal testing, which oh god, I was so happy when I left there. So happy. But yeah, we had to work with hamsters and mice, and they are evil. They are the most evil little. Like, I mean, I don't blame them. I wouldn't want to be stuck in a cage and poked all the time either. And if I got let loose, I would probably be a little feral, little turd too. I'd probably be running around biting people's toes and whatever. Um, but rats, on the other hand, Erica, is it your birthday too? Oh, oh my see, you guys gotta tell me beforehand so I can, I'm gonna get something. I realize oh god, this hair today. I I just don't think I can do bangs on a stream because all I do is touch and play with them because they just yeah, they are what they are. But well, happy birthday, Erica. Yay! I need like I got to work on like some kind of overlay or something like with some balloons and yeah, it was Ruby's birthday on Friday. Uh we had another birthday. What was our other birthday? I already forgot it. Damn. Oh, hang on. I wrote it down. Stop following me. Damn camera. Did I? I did write it down, right? Tish. Tish's birthday was yesterday. So yeah, we got a lot of November birthdays already. So yeah. So happy birthday to Rubicon, Tish, and Erica. And yeah, I hope you guys have great birthdays. So mine's a little ways off. Thank God. I don't have to worry about that for a little bit yet. But oof. Yeah. Oh no, Erica. Rats are I almost I almost stole a rat from the research facility because yeah, I uh not should we have non-judgmental pet night? We can. I am up for we could just do a pet night. Uh I don't know if that really falls in the parameters of my channel, but you know what? I don't even really know what the parameters are yet. Um but yeah, I'm a vet tech, so I'm more than happy to talk about animals. Yeah, I have definitely have some stories, shocking stories. I probably won't be talking much about my research, the year in the research facility, but yeah, we had uh this little rat that I fell in love with, and she had a little transponder on her that monitored their heart and their vitals. So all you had to do is go over the top and scan that little transponder and it gave you all of their vitals. And I loved her. She was the only one that survived the research project that we had to do. So another reason I did not like working at the research facility. And I was there on a Sunday afternoon and I was about 2 weeks from my maternity leave. And it was so hard for me to not steal that damn rat. Like, I was gonna put her in my pocket, but when So the facility that I worked for, we did drug research for the big companies like Pfizer, and we did some FDA ones as well. So everything is logged. Everybody, when you go into a room, your badge gets scanned. They know when you come in and go out. They know the last person, right? So they would have known it was me. And I tell you, if I hadn't been so close to maternity leave and needing to have my insurance, I would have, yeah, I think I would have, wanted to, I cried the day I left. Like, I left that Sunday, and then I ended up having to go on maternity leave 2 days later because, I was starting to have some issues with my kid, uh, kicking me all the time in my lungs, and my asthma kicked in, and, I couldn't really breathe very well thanks to his big old head pushing up under my rib cage, so but my god, I've never been torn so much between, yeah, I I was gonna steal that rat. I was gonna bring her home, and I didn't care if they had a transponder on her or not. I like, even if she didn't live too terribly much longer, I thought she deserved to have a free life, at least enjoy whatever. She was so sweet. She came when I called her, like, when I went in to clean the room. I took her out of her little cage, and I let her run around, and she play, and she followed me, and we had these carts, utility carts that we had a computer up on top of, and then we entered it, like, when we cleaned the room, we had to enter all these stupid codes and bullshit, and, like, what we fed them, all that stuff had to go in, and she would play around on top of the cart, and she would get up on my I loved that frickin' rat, I really did. I want one, but my my one cat, Benny, is already freaking out about this new kitten in the house, like, he's already hissed at everybody in the house now. He's pretty pissed off, so I don't even know what he would do if our rat showed up in here, but, cardboard what are cardboard sh you guys got a lot of, questions in here. Maybe this is gonna be pet night. Oh, and I was gonna say maybe we should do a Thanksgiving stream, but, maybe do a late night one or something. My family, we're not doing Thanksgiving. I'm doing one with half my family on Saturday and then one with my other half of my family on Sunday. Um, but we could do a pet one later on that Thursday, or maybe the night before Wednesday night, right? Oh, yeah, because really I should be streaming on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but, I could stream that night before. We'll just have like like a pet palooza or something like that. That would be I'd be down for that if you guys are down for it. Whatever you guys wanna do, I'm up for. Um, but what are cardboard shoes? Because I have that question too. I wanna know what cardboard shoes are. Um, God, you guys have really cheered me up though tonight. So thank you for all coming in. Um, I will get a time I will get something set up for this Petapalooza. Let's call it, yeah, Petapalooza. We'll just do that, and we can all just hang out and talk about, pet stuff. Yeah. Like I said, I've got so many stories, but good stories. I won't tell any of the sad ones. Yeah, 'cause, I don't need any of those to right now. I've had a rough couple weeks with my pets. So, um, yeah, Ryan said, "I definitely sewed cardboard shoes for one of my." I wanna know what the cardboard shoes are. Alright, bring photos. I need photographic evidence. I need to know what these are. Um, and yeah, so I will see you guys on Tuesday night. I'm gonna find some stuff on that Australian cemetery. I wanna see if that school is haunted. If it is haunted, I will save that for next Sunday night. But if it isn't, we'll just talk about that Tuesday. And then I'm gonna look up some stuff on like the European burial practices, like like I said, like them digging them up, right? Like they give them so many years and then they go throw the bones um, in a mass grave. So I think that's what we'll do Tuesday night and see what happens. Hopefully I can I don't know. We'll see what I can find. And then I do have that the school in the UK and one in Scotland that has they found dead Roman soldiers. Well, of course they're dead because they were buried. So, but they found the skeletons of Roman soldiers buried underneath the school when they went to put in a parking lot. It always seems to be a parking lot that they go to put one in, and then they find bodies or skeletons or just crazy. Don't go. I'm not gonna ever build a parking lot out in front of my house because I don't know what's buried out here. Oh, I kinda do. Kinda do know what's buried out here. Well, thank you guys very much. Like I said, you guys have cheered me up tonight. I hope you liked the the creepy morbid schools built on cemetery content. Um, I think it interests me. It's just really crazy. Erica, I'm glad you joined us. I hope you come back again. Happy birthday. Happy birthday again to Tish and to Rubicon. And let me know when you guys' birthdays are. Don't wait till the stream because then I can't do anything cool. But I'm gonna get something made so that when you guys tell me it's your birthday, like I don't know, maybe I can make some balloons pop up or something, or we'll see. We'll see. I don't know how to do that, but I'm sure there's a video that I can watch that maybe will teach me. All right, guys, that's it. Oh, baby kitten passed out. I'm not going to pick her up. I'm probably going to just sleep in this chair tonight. All right, guys. I appreciate you. Thank you. And I will see you Tuesday night. So have a good night and give your pets kisses, birds, iguanas, whatever you have. Just give them all kisses for me tonight. All right. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.